$1,000. That's the number 6 sale of the day and number 7 of the auction. Close our Haggerty Fantasy bidding on the 1992 Daytona 500 winning Ford Thunderbird.
Now note that Davey Allison's driver's suit, framed, displayed to the left, that accompanies the car. Here comes Rusty up to the block.
Robert drove the car up, and he'll go to the podium as well. Won the 92 500, raced all the restrictor plate races at Daytona and Talladega that year, and in fact was driven by Davey Allison the following year at Talladega, his final appearance at the track before he tragically lost his life in a helicopter crash at Talladega.
Both of us, but man, this car, I remember racing this car in 1992. Davey won the Daytona 500 with it, just spanked the field that day. It was an amazing car. Remember how good it handled. And everybody knows in NASCAR, after you win a race, you got to tear the motor down. So they took an inspection, tore the motor down. Robert went back, completely rebuilt the motor as race and put it right back in the car. So it's got a fresh race motor, completely rebuilt by one of the best car owners and best engine builders in the entire world, my buddy Robert Yates.
Hey, thank you guys and fans, and certainly, you know, I couldn't come here for 40 years because I was always working, getting ready for Daytona. And once I quit a couple years ago, I've been here ever since. And, you know, I told people, I said, you know, I came here, I bought some cars, and came here last year and sold some cars. I said, hey, I got to bring something to the party. So this is not really the normal auction, but certainly this car got a lot of history, and the fans remember a lot of the history. They even remember what decals were on him when he won the race. So for the fans, I want y'all to, out of breath, heart rate's up right now, but certainly I know you know, I pay more attention to what's in the engine than what's on the side of the car, so that was my mistake, but thanks for pointing that out to me, and we've corrected that, but good memories in this car.
Perfect. All right. Yep. Go ahead.
Sold on a bill of sale, obviously. You want to go down and pick up a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk in this thing. Spanky, let's see what we can do. We got some other things to talk about as we get going. Let's get her up to speed.
Here's the Wheaties Fuel chassis cam. Both Robert and crew chief Larry McReynolds spent several days poring over all the mechanical details on this car. You can see the exhaust system that was changed at Larry's insistence based on his notes for where the exhaust should exit. There was no engine fan on this car. They didn't run one in the Daytona 500 that year, so they made a lot of changes that way to make sure that mechanically everything was as it was when this car rolled into victory lane in February 1992.
This is absolutely a wonderful, incredible, legendary car with a legend.
In 1991, this car qualified on pole for the 500. And then in Talladega in 91, it qualified fourth but crashed.
First 2 races of the Winston Million, and actually won that bonus, extra $100,000 bonus at Talladega. 007 at Charlotte, you know, turned around, backed in the wall, so we missed that one. And then Darlington, the Western Auto Batteries wouldn't crank the jet dryer, so Darrell Waltrip won that race. But anyway, 92 was a good year for most of the year. This car was a good part of it, even 91. So we have all the records on this car from Larry McReynolds' handwritings right here. So if anybody wants to put a Talladega set up under it, I'll be there for you. All the records, every time this car was run and practiced. It's the car. It wrecked with Earnhardt, but it hasn't wrecked since we won the Daytona 500. So this is the car, the aero stuff, and we got some, you know, I hope somebody will take this car and preserve it and have it out to where people can see it. This is the trophy from Daytona 1992, Governor's Cup, Daytona by STP, and certainly it needs to be with this car. Driving suit, helmet, all the records. And I won't necessarily warranty this engine. I've already got some of those on the books, if anybody knows or remembers what I did last year. But anyway.
So let me get this straight. You got the car, you got the trophy, You got the helmet, and you got the driving suit. And you got a picture with all you guys that did it. Is that right?
Right, that's right.
I just want to make sure. I would have been 100 bid, 110. I would have been 10.
Robert Yates and his wife Carolyn up on stage. Frequent attendees, consigners, and buyers at Barrett-Jackson. And a unique opportunity to own a Daytona 500 winner.
Not just a Daytona 500 winner, also a Daytona 500 pole-sitting car from the 1991 race, but crashed. Also won the 1992 race, one of the 1992 races at Talladega. And this was the backup car, as we've already talked about. Pulled out of the truck when he crashed his primary, started last in what is now his Gatorade Duel, and finished third, and then went on and won the Daytona 500. This car has an incredible pedigree.
Davey Allison, one of the greatest racers of all time. You've got two NASCAR legends here watching us do this. You've got millions of people at home. Where in the world are you ever going to do this again? With a trophy, with the legends here. Absolutely a chance of a lifetime to buy NASCAR history with absolute bulletproof provenance standing right here. Don't miss it. You'll regret it for the rest of your life.
105, 110, 10, 15, 110, 115, 110, 115, down, $110, run away, 110, 115, 115.
That's Brent Hayek. He owns the Mickey Thompson, Danny Thompson Bonneville Salt Flats Mustang, and quite a few collectible Fords.
Thank you. 115 is bid. 120 going twice. Now 115,000, 120,000, 125,000, 125.
Oh boy, scanning this car's record is amazing. It has qualified first, second, and third in 3 races at Daytona, including 2 Daytona 500s and one of the Pepsi 400s. July on the high banks. Lots of top 5 finishes. I mean, Rusty Wallace was right. This was a great race car.
A couple of years ago, we had a Bobby Allison driven Dodge Daytona Mario Rossi car sell here for, I believe, $250,000.
New piece of that collection you talked about, $125,000.